If you're someone who is on Ozempic or Mounjaro and is not planning to stay on them long term, wants to get off them eventually, then this message is for you. I'm Dr. Rawat, I'm a physician and also founder of healthgroupcoaching.com. So I prescribed Mounjaro today to a couple. They're doing extremely well. They're losing about half to 1 kilogram per week in body weight. They're both morbidly obese, so they're aiming for slightly more than that, about 1% weight loss of body fat per week. And we have now gone up to 10 milligrams subcutaneous Mounjaro per week. Fortunately, here in Canada, Mounjaro is not covered for morbid obesity. You have to be diabetic for coverage. And so they're paying out of pocket. He told me today it costs them about 550 Canadian dollars per person. They get it from Costco. If they were to go up to the 12.5 milligram dose, that would be about $750 per person. In total, about $1,500 per month for the family. These guys, they are doing professional jobs, but they're not, wealthy. So for normal working class people, $1,500 per month is a lot of money. So while they're losing weight, I don't want to rock their boat. I want them to continue losing weight. There is a lot of benefit in losing weight, and of course, we know with Mounjaro, Ozempic, when you lose weight, all your parameters get better, your life expectancy improves. But to an extent that happens regardless of how you lose your weight. So what is that one thing that I would like them to do today? To start preparing them for possibly trying to come off Mounjaro. Because once they stop the medication, they will have an acute spike in their food noise. Essentially how these drugs work is by inhibiting food noise. You do get gastric slowdown, some constipation, nausea, those kinds of effects as well. But the primary effect is reduction in food noise. So that leads you to consume smaller portions, that leads you to skip meals and have longer gaps between meals. So you're essentially doing portion control and some degree of time-restricted feeding when you're on this medicine. Of course, there's a huge list of things that I would really like them to do, and I have a video called Lose Fat and Gain Muscle in 10 Steps. So I could potentially ask them to do 10 things, but if there's just one thing I had to choose from, that would be to start tracking their calories. It will not cost them anything at all. Free of cost. Don't let perfection be the enemy of good. I know bodybuilders and physique models weigh their food on food scales and get the exact calories. You don't have to be that exact. You can use these photograph-based, AI-based softwares like I use Snap Calorie to track my calories and macros. You can get 3 pictures free of cost per day, unlimited pictures on the paid version. Just start taking a picture of your food every time you put something in your mouth. Just do that. Just gaining an understanding of what amount of calories they are consuming to be losing this amount of weight, which I'm guessing is about a 500 calorie per day or 3,500 calorie per week deficit if they're losing about a pound or about half a kilogram per week. Just understanding that equation will have a huge impact on them managing their situation when they're trying to wean off Mounjaro. Also knowing what their background protein intake is can have a huge impact, because if their protein intake is relatively low and if their intake of calorie dense foods like butter, ghee, oils, ultra processed foods is relatively high, these are easy ways of reducing calories without reducing the bulk and volume of food. Increasing protein, increasing fiber, reducing calorie dense ultra processed foods, butters, ghees, oils, condiments like mayonnaise, etc. I don't know if they'll watch this video. I don't think they follow me on social media. But if you're someone who's on Ozempic or Mounjaro and is planning someday to come off that medication, then the first thing I want you to do is download a AI-based app such as Snap Calorie. Start taking pictures of your food every time you put anything in your mouth, whether it's drinks or snacks or whatever. Just get a baseline idea of your calorific intake and your macro intake, which means the amount of carbs, fats, and proteins that you're consuming in a day. When the day comes that you decide enough's enough, you're now coming off the medication, it'll be much easier for health coaches like me or anyone else you decide to get coaching from to advise you on the right calorific and macro splits to be able to maintain your gains despite the food noise coming back.